I mean, you and I, you are a student of law. Yes.
Well,
and so I will say that if, based on the records of the court, certified records, I'm sure you have a soft copy. Please check your phone. Check your phone. We've sent you all the documents that you have to.
So you know, I can't read it at this. I can't read it at this spot, but no problem.
Indeed,
I can be your.
Well,
give me the quotation. I can read
the first point I want to make is that Sammy, my brother, in his submission has made reference to Paul Adom Otchere about 3-4 times, and I think that it is not fair because he's not on this platform, and if we come to discuss matters of national interest, you don't need to discuss people who will not have the opportunity to rebut. It's not fair. And I thought that Mr. Okanse, you would have at least let him know that and stop it because it's not fair. The man is not here. So why do you make reference to him and describe him in very bad taste?
I don't think
it's not fair.
He was going on that path.
But he did it about 4 times. He mentioned his name 4 times. It's not fair.
Reference. So I think you no. Mr. Jeff, hold on.
Akufo-Addo is different. He's a public.
Why we mention his name?
Hold on.
It's got Fredami in the studio.
They are public servants.
But you don't know that. You don't know that he's a public servant. You don't know Paul is a public servant.
Gentlemen.
You don't know he's the board chairman of Ghana.
You are talking about him based on his media work.
Let's not
contradiction. Some of the people we are discussing.
You are talking about Paul. You are talking about Paul because his Metro TV programs. You are making reference to him as a media person. It's not fair. We are talking about Attorney General because he's a public servant. Akufo-Addo is a public servant. Paul Adom Otchere using Metro TV is not a public servant. And so if you are speaking to those matters,
who told you that journalists cannot be
and
who told you that?
And the second point.
Where is he getting that from?
Let me say,
Sammy Gyamfi, you are not the person who holds the knowledge of the world.
Hold on.
You should know that. You can express your opinion, allow others to express their opinion.
Let me bring
those who are listening to us will judge what you are saying, what I'm saying. It is not for you to judge me.
Okay, let me say this. You are going to make your point. So
the second point is the second point is the second point is
so you go ahead.
Yeah, I have to make these terms before I go to my substantive point. Okay. The second point is he described Godfrey Dame as dishonorable. You see, when we are doing political discussion, we can disagree on matters. I may have my disagreement with Atuforsen, but I will not describe him as dishonorable. I will not do that. Let's be responsible in the kinds of comments that we make. You can't say because of politics, you come and sit here and describe the Attorney General who is your senior at bar, who is more experienced than you, who has achieved more in court than you. His achievement in law is more than you.
Hey, so he cannot be criticized.
He can be criticized, but the way should I call you dishonorable?
But don't go that far.
Yes, I have to go.
People do.
It's not right. We have to have qualitative discussion. Focus on the issues and not try to bring people down based on hatred.
Oh.
I mean, so should I say because I'm going to criticize Atuforsen, I should call him dishonorable MP? Is that right? What kind of politics is this? Now Now to the substance. I am outraged with the commentary by Sammy Gyamfi. And I want to point out 2 matters in this case. Okay. The first one is the substance of the reason why the Attorney General is in court are the facts he has and has put before the court. That is what will determine whether Atuforsen is guilty or not. The issues of the third accused person raising matters of the Attorney General calling him whether true or false, let's say it's even true, are matters of his professional conduct that will have nothing to do with the case against Atuforsen. Let's separate the two. The facts before the court, even if it is established that the Attorney General called the third accused person to try to influence him to testify against the first accused person, that will go to affect the professional conduct of the Attorney General, but there is no way to affect the matter before the court. And I want to limit myself to the matters before the court. That is what is most important. If Godfrey Dame has misconducted himself, if they can establish that, I mean, the appropriate courtesies will deal with it. That has nothing to do with the matters involving Atuforsen. If there are professional matters that, the Attorney General has done, that they have evidence to prove, they should bring it. And if it is proven, he will be dealt with according to the appropriate agency. But, Okansi, this is a matter that the government of the NDC, from cabinet, they approved the purchase of 200 ambulances, as Sammy Gyamfi stated. And it went to Parliament, and Parliament approved it. And Parliament approved for Stanbic Bank to establish LCs for payment of those ambulances. And in the contract agreement between government of Ghana and the company, the foreign company, which the third accused is the local rep, there are clear clauses as to what should happen. There are clear terms. And the terms are in the contract are that the suppliers should supply the ambulances. And there is a criteria, there is a desired ambulance that should be purchased. And on the basis of the supply, the contractor will be paid. Now, the Deputy Finance Minister goes to write for LCs for payment when the ambulances have not been supplied, contrary to the contract at the time. And two, the bank that was approved by Parliament to get the LCs for payment was Stanbic Bank. And in this case, they established new LCs contrary to parliamentary approval.
So, Honorable Chinnia, to the extent that this matter is still...
These are facts. I am not drawing conclusions. These are facts.
I want to also draw...
These are facts the Attorney General has put before the court.
You make your point.
I know my limit. I know my limit.
That you should be minded that...
I know my limit, Okansi. I know my limit.
Be cited for
I am talking about facts. Okay. Facts the Attorney General has put before the court.
Because we haven't
I am not drawing conclusions.
We haven't gone into
Sammy Gyamfi equally tried to give the facts of the matter. I mean that it doesn't have nothing. It does not have anything to do with if you go to draw a conclusion. I'm not drawing a conclusion as to what will happen. It is for the court. I'm only talking about the facts the Attorney General, which are public facts. Statement. That this is the contract. The contract is a public document.
Oh yes,
and in the contract,
the limitations. Yes.
Yes, in the contract, there are terms of agreement, and I am saying that the terms of agreement, in the opinion of the Attorney General, were breached because the bank that established the LCs was supposed to establish LCs for payment as approved by Parliament. According to the Finance Ministry, they got expired and they didn't know, and they went to establish new LCs. Which meant that, logically, they should have gone back to Parliament to get Parliament to, if those ones they approved were expired, they had to give the approval for new LCs to be established for payment. That is one. That was not done. Two, in the contract, the terms were such that the contractor had to supply before payment. In this case, the contractor did not supply, and the Deputy Finance Minister established LCs, and he was paid this amount. Now, when eventually the ambulances that were brought,
so you see,
were containers, they were not actual ambulances, and that is established.
You see, I kept saying that.
Okay, so these are facts. These are facts. These are facts of the matter. It's not facts of the matter can be discussed. Facts of a matter in court can be discussed.
I keep bringing your facts. You say these are facts. These are the matters that are actually before the courts to be determined as fact or otherwise. But you are saying that you don't want to draw conclusions. And you are.
But these are the facts they put before the court. The Attorney General has put before the court.
But is that to say that...
Is the contract not a public document?
It is a public document. And
so can't we discuss the contract?
That this matter is actually before the court.
I am saying that the contract is a public document.
Be minded of the limitations.
And I'm talking about the terms of the contract, which in the opinion of the Attorney General were breached. I am trying to make the point that as for these, court proceedings that they are bringing, is for the NDC, is diversion of attention.
Okay.
The actual issues of breach of the contract and the evidence the former finance minister gave in court, he has read, I didn't bring, but the evidence he gave is contrary to the claim my brother is making. I mean, that when he was cross-examined, he was not able to prove that he gave approval for the deputy finance minister to do that. He was cross-examined, and it was established. I mean, the former finance minister. The former finance minister.
You mean Setekwe?
Setekwe. And he himself could not point to any document that he gave approval for the deputy finance minister to do what he did. It's clearly established. So the NDC is only using the statement made by the third accused to divert people's attention from the real issue. And I'm saying that the real issue is what the Ghanaians should be interested in. As for the professional conduct of the AG, if it is established, it's a professional issue. It has nothing to do with the case involving the former deputy finance minister. And to add to my statement, look, the Attorney General has sued 3 people. The first accused, the second, and the third. And the third is the local rep of the contractor or the supplier. And he himself stands accused. And if the first accused is convicted, the likelihood of the second and the third also being what is convicted is possible. Because the second and the...
How do you draw this conclusion?
We are expressing our opinions.
No.
I'm saying the likelihood, if the first accused, because the second and the third accused are being accused based on the action of the first accused. So if the first accused is implicated by it, the likelihood of the second and the third also being affected is high. I am not saying it is an outright, possibility. But it is...
That's what I wanted you to, because your earlier statement is very different from what you are saying now.
No, this is what I mean.
Okay.
I am saying that if the first accused is convicted of the accusations, the likelihood of it trickling down to the second and the third is very high. Because the second and the third accused are being accused on the basis of the action of the first accused. So the AG is the one suing the 3 of them. So how do you sue 3 people? One of them has come to you with plea bargaining, trying to settle the matter out of court. And you know that his attempt is part of effort to free the first accused. The plea bargaining is initiated by the supplier and his local rep. It's an attempt to get Atuforsen out of the case. So it means from day one, the fact that they came with plea bargaining in favor, is to favor Atuforsen. So I don't see how the Attorney General reasonably will think that the third accused is different from the first accused. Because the effort the third accused is making is to free the first accused. Because if you have the plea bargaining accepted by the Attorney General, it means that the chances that you have to spare all the 3 is increased.
Okay, so let me, Honorable Chinnia, because you made a number of statements, I want to,
but he also made a number of statements.
Yes, I'm just telling you something. If you can kindly hold on. You said that Setekwe testified in court indicating that he did not at any point give authorization for the letter of approval for these ambulances.
You didn't hear what I said.
No, what did you say?
I said in cross-examining him, he couldn't point to any document that shows that he gave approval for the deputy finance minister to do what he did.
Okay, so let me tell you.
Because he was cross-examined.
So this was in October 2023. That is when Setekwe was in court. He told the Economic and Financial Court that he directed Dr. Kaisel Atuforsen to write to the Bank of Ghana requesting for letters of credit to be set up in favor of Big C General Trading Limited of Dubai for the supply of 30 ambulances for Ghana. He was testifying as a star witness for the defense in the case brought against the minority leader. So I don't know where
Oh, then it means what is it? Okansi.
I just wanted to
Okansi, you have to be fair to me.
Okay, what have I done?
Be fair to me.
What have I done?
This is a statement that he made when his lawyers took him through as a witness. But I'm saying that when the Attorney General was cross-examining him and put it to him to show any document that shows that he gave approval, get that statement too. He could not point to any document, and he actually said that the document they showed to him when Iuko met him was blurred, so he couldn't identify the document. So in the cross-examination, his testimony was different from what you are reading.